So can you remember what you were doing when you were only 12 years old?
Yes, I was on a bicycle riding 2 miles from my house going to Barricini Chocolates to get an icy.
Oh yeah, I was doing about the same thing.
Yeah, about the same thing.
Middle school. But get this, back in the 19th century, a 12-year-old girl was not only a lighthouse keeper at Fairweather Island in Bridgeport, but she also saved the lives of 23 sailors.
This is such an amazing story.
And it's true. And we're joined by author Anna Crowley via Zoom, who is telling us about this inspiring story in a beautifully illustrated picture book to inspire our girls. Anna, thank you so much for being with us. So this really is a true story.
It is, and thank you for having me. I'm thrilled for the chance to talk about Kate Moore because she was such an incredible hero.
And Anna, how did you find out about this story? Because it's like a well-hidden gem.
It is. So I started my writing career as a reporter, as a journalist. And as you all know, that means reading all the time. And once you're in that habit of checking the headlines and the wires, and even, dare I say, listening to scanners in your free time, it's hard to get out of it. And so I was up in the middle of the night, the kids weren't sleeping, and I saw this headline that the U.S. Coast Guard was naming one of their new fast response cutters after Kate Moore. And when I read a little bit about her story, I just thought sort of that same thing that you thought of, gosh, if I had heard that story when I was 12 years old, what possibilities might I have imagined for myself? And I was hooked. I had to just dig until I found out her entire story.
Well, it's so beautifully done, and I was reading a little bit about you as well, and it is cool. You were a journalist, and then you went into the world of writing books, and specifically children's books. But I love that as adults, we're going to learn, and we're going to feel like we're educating our kids, but they're going to think they're just reading a fun story.
Yes, that's my hope. And thank you so much. And I hope too, it has been a difficult time for our children with the pandemic and all the other different challenges that we face. And sometimes when you read about another young person's bravery, you can internalize that and hold your head higher with a little bit more conviction as you face troubles in your own life.
Talk to us about Emily Sutton, the illustrator. She did such a remarkable job.
She is so talented, and I've been a fan of hers for a very long time. There's another book that she illustrated called Tiny Creatures about microbes. And the visual storytelling is so essential when you're illustrating a picture book because you have to really be able to present the material in a way that is immersive. And here she uses multiple layers of texture and mixed media to really bring Kate's world to life. And she did a lot of research on her own, especially as it came to the lantern and what those lanterns looked like and what that would have felt like. I thought she did a really brilliant job.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I just want to talk about the story. So this again, true story, and it's an area, an island right off the coast of Connecticut. Like, could we still see it? And I guess she was a 12-year-old girl and decided she wasn't just going to lay around and help. She really became like a lighthouse keeper and save lives.
Yes, so you can, first of all, go and see it today in Bridgeport. You can get out there. There's a breakwater, so don't wear sandals. And I learned that the hard way. But you can go visit it. And so her father was appointed a lighthouse keeper in 1812. And Kate moved to the island, just like 4 or 5 years old. And her father taught her how to do everything, how to grow the gardens, how to shear the sheep, how to catch rainwater for drinking, all of it. But he had been injured years earlier, and those injuries kind of caught up with him and became quite debilitating. And so she really needed to take over taking care of the lighthouse. And it was grueling work. She had to walk on these 2 boards out to the tower. And once she was there, she had to fill her pails with whale oil, climb up a spiral staircase. And when she got to the top of it, there was an iron ladder hanging down, and she had to climb up that with her oil, then light the lamps. And she had to get up every 4 hours to do that. And that was on a great night. If it was especially windy, then she just had to stay in the lantern room all night. But you can imagine the storms coming in. Often that island was flooded with water. And indeed, when she was walking out there on those boards, often there was 4 feet of water under them. Wow. And so when it was icy, she didn't have her LL Bean boots on hand. Right. She was wearing leather shoes of that time. It was very, very dangerous. She showed tremendous courage.
Wow.
Well, we can't thank you enough for being with us and for putting this book out there. It really is an absolute delight.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you. And, you know, it is a part of your Connecticut heritage and a legacy for your young readers. So I hope they really internalize that.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you.
And if you want to buy Courage Like Kate or just learn more about Anna and her other books, you can visit AnnaCrowleyReading.com. AnnaCrowleyReading.com. The website is right there on your screen.
All right.